We are nowhere near finished with our cabin in the woods. We have a lot of work left to do, but as the seasons have been changing and winter has been inching closer and closer, I've been reflecting on how far we have come in the last few months, how much work we've put in, and how many memories we already have here at the cabin. This will likely be the last week that we're at the cabin before the snow comes, and we're enjoying it fully. We're back at the cabin again this week with the goal of enjoying another weekend with family and hunting. There are fewer kids here, and it's a lot colder, but it should be a good weekend. I wanted to go to a deer stand tonight and do some reading and watch for some animals or a deer. I ended up not being able to go out where I wanted to tonight, which is fine. I'm going to go out tomorrow morning, but it gives me a chance to get the cabin warmed up and keep the fire going because it does take a while for the cabin to warm up. Our walls aren't insulated fully yet, but we do have foam insulation on the outside of all of our studs of the cabin and then plywood on top of that, so it does hold heat better than you'd think actually. It just takes so long for it to really warm up, so that's what I'm working on. Cory just left to go out hunting. I actually brought a duvet this time for our bed. It's really warm and I was worried about being chilly at night with how cold the weather's supposed to be this weekend. So I brought a big fluffy and fuzzy duvet. Well, the duvet cover is fuzzy, not the duvet. I think the bed just looks so cute with the white fluffy blanket on it, and I'm just excited to be back. It's quiet today. Last week, Cory got a deer and Ethan got a deer, so we spent the week processing meat, and we made a bunch of brats and summer sausage. A little update on where we're at with building the cabin is that we are planning on doing tongue and groove for the walls, for most, if not all of the walls except for the bathroom. And then we're going to have hardwood flooring for the floors. The wood that we want to put on the walls I think is beautiful. We've got the wood, and Cory's brother already actually cut it into boards for us. So it needs to be dried in a kiln and it needs to be made into tongue and groove, like the shape, so that we can put it on the walls. It's still gonna be a while, and by the time the tongue and groove is done, there might be like too much snow to get it back here easily. So I don't know if we will borrow a snowmobile to bring up here, or if we will just bring it out in small sledfuls. It's a long way, especially in the snow. So I guess it'll depend. We'll have to see how it goes. I'm looking forward to doing it. It's just waiting and being patient. I have taken all of the stuff and organized it underneath the cabin a few times, and it seems like every time we come back to the cabin, everything is out. So I'm not sure if an animal is doing this or if it's just the wind, but I thought I'd tell you about it because it's a little bit ominous, but definitely not a big deal. Also, we do not run the generator under the cabin. That cord there, we stretch it out and pull the generator like over here or back over there to run it. We've had a few people say in the comments that they were worried about this, but that is not where we run it. When we run it, it's like out away from the cabin. But thanks for your concern. This is a CO alarm, and it's also a thermometer for the room. Currently the room is at 48 degrees, which is so nice. When I got here and started the fire, it was 28 degrees. So that's a huge improvement. It hasn't been that long. I came out here to start the fire before we brought all our stuff out here, and before Cory came out here, because the trailer that we pull behind the four-wheeler, I don't know how it's still even holding together, but it had a flat tire, so Cory put a new tube in it, and that took a moment. So I came to hopefully warm up the cabin before we got everything out here, but it just takes a while, which is fine. Good morning.
Good morning.
You gonna go hunting?
We're gonna give it another try.
Good luck out there.
Thanks. How cold is it in here this morning?
What was it, 53 degrees?
53 degrees, about 5 feet from the wood stove. The fire was completely out.
Yeah, it went out last night.
A little chilly.
But it was warm. We had it very warm in here in the middle of the night.
Yeah, about 1 o'clock it was like 80 degrees.
But at least the blanket's warm enough. I didn't get cold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out in a little bit. I'm gonna wait. Lay in bed and let the fire warm up the cabin and read and then go. Once the fire's done.
Sounds like a plan.
What do you think, Colt?
He's pretty excited.
I'm excited to go hunting with my camera today because there's a heater in the stand that I'm gonna go to, and I'm just gonna be reading in a warm deer stand with windows on all sides, waiting for something to take a picture or video of. So it's gonna be pretty lovely. My throat's a little raspy. It's pretty dry with the wood stove. I should have a pot of water maybe on the stove to put humidity in the air, but I haven't done that, so. When Cory got back from hunting this morning, we went into the yard where most of the family is. We played chess, we ate lots of food and some cinnamon bites. We talked with the family a lot. We were trying to pin down exactly how long the family's been hunting here and sharing hunting stories. Some of them I've never heard before. So that was a lot of fun. I also spent some time collecting kindling and birch bark from outside to have in here, so if we come here more in the winter, then we have easy fire starting materials. I don't obviously take any birch bark off living trees, but we have a old rotten birch tree that we had cut down, and so I was peeling the birch bark off of the tree that's on the ground. Now I think we'll have plenty for winter fire starting. We're already starting to talk about what we want to be in here this winter and what we don't, because it's going to be difficult to get out here this winter. I got all dressed up and was going to go out to the deer stand to see if I could get pictures or anything, but as I was walking to the deer stand that I wanted to go to, I realized that there's already somebody sitting in it. So I just turned around and came back because I can take pictures in the stands any time of year, but if somebody wants to hunt there, then more power to them. I guess I just didn't ask if anybody was going to be hunting in that one this afternoon. So that's alright. I have an excuse to lay in bed and read some more. I look forward to the days where I can do different things in the cabin, different hobbies. I can have more books here and maybe some knitting things, and have different activities to do. I also want to work on plant recognition, so I have a book I'm going to work on with that. But for now, I don't want to bring everything to the cabin, because when we put in the walls and the floor, we don't want to have to take out so much stuff that we've loaded into the cabin already. So it's kind of like half living in the cabin when we're here, and half not, because like I said, we don't want to have all of our board games and books and little things that I want to do at the cabin here. So basically it's like, okay, well, I'll read and journal. Honestly, lately, I have been feeling stretched thin from all of the obligations that I signed myself up for. I am a person who enjoys lots of things. I have lots of hobbies and I want to learn how to do even more things than I know how to do. And when somebody asks me if I want to do something, I typically say, yes, let's do it. So I end up signing myself up for more things than I can fit into my schedule. So I have this continuously repeating experience of not being able to enjoy an activity I'm doing thoroughly and really enjoy the people around me, because I'm thinking about how I'm going to be late for another thing I have going on the same day, or how I need to prepare for something I have going on tomorrow. I think by saying no sometimes, I won't be limiting myself from enjoying those new activities with those people, but I will actually be expanding the experiences that I have otherwise. So these are things that I've been working on, and something I've been doing is practicing breathing, which is another thing that takes up time, but it really kind of slows me down. And when I do breath work, I have a sense of clarity of mind that I don't know why that is, but I'm able to think through my priorities easier and what I actually want to do and what's actually going to be beneficial to like myself and my friends and my family. That's a little tidbit into my life. I don't often share things about my personal experience so much on this channel, but I've been at the cabin this weekend and spending a lot of time reading and journaling and doing breath work. So I thought I'd share what is in my mind as I do these things. Wherever you are today, I hope you have an absolutely lovely day, and whether it's morning, evening, night, afternoon, I hope you're having a good one.
You probably want it to look a little nicer, huh?
Well, I was imagining it looking nicer, but this is fine.
Just
It's more,
something to block the majority of the wind.
yeah, that's totally fine.
When it snows, the snow will go up against it.
Looks good.
This is just temporary.
Yes, this is very temporary.